Alright, we're going to do a quick rebuild. A resin pump on an Elf. So this is the upper housing. You said you were getting resin coming out of that port, which is part of the grease fitting. So how these O-rings go, in the chart you'll see a black line on the top. That's the metal end down or up, depending on what the schematic says. On this one goes down. So this is the top of the housing. You're going to put the seal in, and then you're going to put it all the way down, and you're going to hear it click. Alright, it's going to pop in and it's going to be hard to get out. That's what you want. You want that seal flush on that bun body, and then you have your retainer. It sits flush in there, and then you have your grease guide. It goes on the top like so. Inside you also have an O-ring that's right here. It's going to be hard for me to get it out without a pick, but there is an O-ring right here that needs to be replaced as well. So the cylinder, as it gets screwed up inside this, it sits right on that O-ring and seals it off. And then your seals on the pump shaft, so no resin can come up through to that port. So something's going on if you're getting resin coming out of that port. The seal's on backwards, or the seal might have a nick or a cut in it somewhere where it's not sealing off. Same thing with this O-ring, it could have a nick or a cut in it, so you want to check those. As far as this is just a wiper. It goes on the top, call it a hockey puck. Sits on top like there, but it's a very important piece. It wipes the pump shaft down before it can get into that seal. It'll give your seal a lot more life if you have a good one in here. Now, this is very difficult. It's very hard to put in. It sits inside of a groove and needs to pop in. So what I usually do is I start one in and I work my way around. And if I have difficulties, I usually just get a screwdriver, a flathead, and try to push it in. I seem to be getting pretty lucky right now getting that in. But it's not the easiest of tasks. So you gotta bend it, push it, bend, push, bend, and then eventually it starts to slip into the hole. Like so. And you get it in. Alright. As far as the seal on the housing, on the pump shaft itself, so that's your nut that actually screws onto the bottom of the pump shaft, and here's your seal and retainer. So with your seal retainer on a Lf1, it's going to be backwards from our other systems. Normally we put the seal on like this. On the Lf1, we put it on like this, which is hard to put on, so you gotta stretch it a little bit. Once you get it on, it's like so, and you got your retainer that sits so it's like this. It goes on. All right, you guys have any more questions, give me a shout.